Do you want to speak English fluently without overthinking? There's a secret technique that can transform your speaking skills fast.
Really? What is it?
It's called shadowing. And today, we're not just talking about it. We're doing it together. Get ready to speak like a native. Let's go. Hey everyone, and welcome to English Learning Podcast. If you're struggling with speaking English fluently, today's episode is for you. We're diving deep into one of the most powerful techniques for improving your spoken English: shadowing.
Shadowing? That sounds interesting. What is it?
Great question, Julia. Shadowing is a technique where you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say immediately without thinking. It's like copying their speech in real time.
Wait, so I just repeat everything I hear? Won't that be too hard?
It might feel difficult at first, but trust me, it's one of the best ways to train your brain to think in English. And the best part? You don't need grammar books, vocabulary lists, or even a speaking partner. Just your ears, your voice, and some good audio.
That actually sounds fun. So, how do we do it?
I'm glad you asked. Today, we're not just talking about shadowing. We're going to practice it together. So, if you're listening to this podcast, get ready to speak out loud with us.
Part 1. What is shadowing and why is it powerful?
All right, let's break it down. Shadowing is a listening and speaking exercise where you copy a native speaker's speech immediately without pausing. You match their pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm as closely as possible.
But why does this work so well?
Great question. Here's why shadowing is so powerful. Practicing speaking English regularly has so many benefits.
Really? Like what?
Well, it trains your mouth and brain to work together. So, instead of translating in your head, you start thinking in English naturally.
Oh, that sounds helpful. Does it improve pronunciation too?
Absolutely. When you mimic native speakers, you learn the natural sounds of the language, which helps with both pronunciation and accent.
That makes sense. But what about speaking fluently?
It helps with that too. The more you practice, the faster and more comfortably you speak, making conversations feel much smoother.
Nice. And what about listening?
Well, it also improves listening comprehension because you get used to different accents and speech patterns.
That way, understanding spoken English in various contexts becomes much easier.
All right, listeners, you should definitely start practicing more.
That makes so much sense. But isn't it too difficult for beginners?
Not at all. You can adjust the difficulty by choosing slower audio, like beginner-friendly podcasts or audiobooks. As you improve, you can move on to faster, more natural conversations.
Okay, I'm excited to try it. What's the first step?
Step 1 is choosing the right audio. Let's talk about that next.
All right, we're back. Ready to continue? How to do shadowing step by step.
All right, Julia. Let's go through the steps of shadowing. If you're listening at home, you can follow along.
Step 1. Choose the right audio.
Pick something clear, and natural podcasts, audiobooks, movies, or TV shows are great.
Start with slow, clear speech. Don't begin with fast speakers or complex dialogues.
So, something like this podcast would be a good place to start?
Exactly. This podcast is designed for learners, so it's a perfect place to practice. And by the way, if you're enjoying this episode and finding it helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
It really helps us keep making great content for you. All right, let's keep going.
Step 2. Listen first.
Before you start speaking, listen carefully. Focus on pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm.
So, I don't repeat immediately? I should listen first?
That's right. Listen once or twice to get familiar with the sounds. Step 3. Start shadowing.
Play the audio and repeat everything immediately.
Don't stop if you miss a word. Just keep going.
Okay, I think I get it. But what if I can't keep up?
That's totally normal.
You can slow down the audio or pick shorter sentences.
Step 4. Record yourself.
Record your voice and compare it to the native speaker. Notice any pronunciation differences and improve.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a great way to hear my mistakes.
Exactly. Now let's put this into practice.
Part 2. Shadowing practice.
All right, now it's time to practice. Jack will say each sentence, leaving a pause for me and you, audience, to repeat.
All right, I'm going to say some sentences. Julia will repeat after me, and you, listeners, repeat them immediately after me. I love learning English.
I love learning English. I love learning English.
Shadowing is a great technique.
Shadowing is a great technique.
The more I practice, the better I get.
The more I practice, the better I get. The more I practice, the better I get.
Speaking English feels natural to me.
Speaking English feels natural to me. Speaking English feels natural to me. That was fun. I felt like I was really speaking fluently.
Awesome. Now, let's try a real conversation. You just repeat after me. I will read a short dialogue at a natural pace. Julia and listeners repeat immediately.
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. Just a little busy with work.
I know what you mean. Work has been crazy for me too.
Yeah, but at least the weekend is almost here.
Wow, that was fast. But I actually kept up.
See? The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
Part 3. Final tips for shadowing success.
All right, Julia, let's finish with some pro tips for shadowing success.
Do shadowing every day. Even minutes a day will improve your fluency.
Use different materials. Podcasts, movies, and TV shows will help.
Start slow, then speed up. Gradually increase the difficulty.
Don't give up. It takes time, but you will see amazing progress.
This has been amazing. I'm going to do shadowing every day from now on.
That's the spirit. And in our next episode, we'll go even deeper for full conversation shadowing. So stay tuned.
And that's it for today's episode. If you found this shadowing practice helpful, make sure to like this episode and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
And don't forget to practice shadowing every day. Even just 10 minutes can make a huge difference.
Exactly. Let us know in the comments. Did you try shadowing today? How did it feel? We'd love to hear from you.
See you next episode. Keep practicing and keep improving.